Risings, Auset Eyowaku here. This is more so of just, I guess this is a part of the series as well. You know, the adventures of Hermes, female's perspective. But this is, I guess, this morning for me, I am coming into a realization of what the world seems like or what it's turned into or what it's always been. But it's sort of like just remembering, that's what this feels like to me. And I feel like that's a part of what this journey is truly just remembering, just the placements within themselves. And usually when you get to a point in a journey where you can't really turn back, it feels like you're stuck. It feels like you're stuck somewhere in a never ending movie story situation that doesn't necessarily have closure to continue on to begin another. So it feels like there are like energetic feelings of just being trapped in a time loop that no longer serves the soul. But there has to be souls here, according, I guess, to the programming. There has to be souls that hold space for certain simulated events that happen in regular matrix life. So there are different levels of life, right? There are different levels where, if we want to talk about this earthly plane, and we want to talk about different beings, not everybody here is completely human in a sense of, hey, I have no awareness of what the fuck is going on. I just only know my programming. That would be like, hey, you're human, right? But then there's the junk DNA part of self that reawakens and has to be placed somewhere. That type of person or being does not belong in the basic matrix model. Okay? It just doesn't. It doesn't fit. It's just the coding is off, but these beings exist, right? So if these beings exist, what are their roles? What do they have to do? They can't really live basic matrix life because they've surpassed those programs. And they can't really seem to move on beyond what they have transcended because there's a stopping point. It's almost like reaching the end of, or like the foundation of the world. And it's just like, oh, this is where the ground is. I can't go any further. Almost even going to more so when we're talking about like Saturn, right? And that being like where the most ancient beings are from. If we're talking about archetypes and so on, it's like going to that point of time and going to that point of reality and not being able and getting stuck there, like the web. We talk about Saturn being the web of time within itself, the big fucking spider. Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, like everything activated through time in that space. And it's just a web that you get caught in. And you become just a space holder. When you create a web, an anchoring of some sort is necessary to begin a new web for a spider. So it's like new webs or new forms of time loops are being formed from basic matrix living that certain high level beings are placed in those spaces to be those anchors to hold that fucking web so that the basic matrix models of humans can live through the simulated version of the time space continuum that the ancient beings are holding. And that's kind of fucked up. And I don't really say that like that because I'm really for fucking variety and all-encompassing experiences. I'm not here to whine about anything and say it's not fair. It's not fair. No, 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 no. There's life beyond time. Whoever's in charge of the fucking, it's like being at a radio station and somebody's in charge of playing like whatever the sequence of songs like for the day. And you're like a VJ and you're just like, what the fuck? Like every time I come here, they're just playing the same old shit. Like, damn, okay, because it's programming. It's not really about the fucking music. It's not really about the music. That's why. And it's just a fucking job. So when you get to a point of holding down a fucking timeline so that new beings or new fucking humans that are like robots and shit now, and I have nothing against fucking robots. It's just like, well, god damn it. There has to be a space where the other, right? The other versions or the older versions get to experience what they want to experience. I just hold shit down. And it's just like, well, if you're not the anchor for the experience, then everything is gone. So we appreciate you, God, right? So you turn into the fucking gods. That's why I said there's nothing cute about being a god to anybody. Nothing at all. Because when you reach that quote unquote God status, you are required to give to those who pray. You are required to give to those who are in need, that are considered your descendants. Because those beings in the basic matrix model, they are the fucking future. They are the children. They're being taught to pray and to worship and honor certain parts of you, whether it's an AI fucking part or a goddamn mythical enchanted fucking being from the ancient times. Whatever the fuck that is. So when you get to a godship in that sense, there's nothing there for the god. There's no food for the fucking god. There's no payment for the god. The god is just required to give. So it's just kind of like, nah, this can't be it. I didn't go through these levels of awakening with self in this, what supposedly is an infinite universe and vast and shit, to get to a point of being stuck in a fucking web, to be an anchor of time so that somebody else gets to explore and explore that fucking timeline. It's like having it's like doing a walkthrough of a simulation so that another person can actually live through the simulated experience without recognizing that it's a simulation. They think that it's a life event. They think that this is actually like a thing that's happening to them and it's their fucking experiences. When it's not. It's a simulation that a god or the gods are walking through, never fucking experiencing. It's like empty vessel food. It's like eating something that has no fucking nutritional value at all. So, but to the new being or to that model matrix being, that's all the food for them because they have no fucking idea. So they become full from the experiences. And it's like, again, those who have the experiences, they've done their due diligence. Their life is fucking over. Who the fuck said that life was this fucking short? But yet we got to be here forever. And I'm talking to a specific set of beings here. And I don't know how many of us are out there. I don't know. I know that I'm just catching up, possibly. I'm not the only one. I'm not the first one. There are so many. But they create communities and societies for themselves. So what about the beings who don't have that? What about the beings who don't have that? And I'm not going to sit here and cry. I'm not. Yes, I'm getting very emotional, but what about the beings who don't have that? They're dying. Nobody gives a fuck. And it's a different kind of death. because I'm here for fucking death. I get what death is. But there's a difference between death and decay. Because even those who feed upon death, they even have no fucking food. It's like caucuses on the street, right? Caucuses everywhere. And the vulture is so fucking sick from that shit. The vulture doesn't even want death. Because that shit is not even death. The type of death that I'm talking about, the beauty and what death actually is not what this death is. This kind of death, this level of death that is happening to like the what you would call the gods and the fucking print copies of motherfuckers coming through from the air. This shit is not, what is that? It's getting worse because they're just manufacturing us. They've been doing this, but it's going at a faster rate. It's just like, you know how you can just have a 3D printer and just print out whatever the fuck you want? So why do I need to buy that? Like, why do I need to do that? Why do I need to interact and have this experience? I could just print it out. It's just like, what fucking kind? I'm sorry. I'm like, what? Actually, I'm not sorry. But what fuck shit is that? That's some lazy ass shit. What is this? Even when you have the different species of types of people and what they prefer, right? That is not even fulfilling because there's no room for that. It's just laziness and decay and emptiness and reruns of fucking experiences that we've experienced already, but it's like bad fucking repeats and reruns from bad actors being downloaded from a fucking cloud from Saturn, while the real fucking ones who actually have resonance to this shit has to hold it down for this shit. We gotta be forced to, like, it's like being stuck at a fucking like job for casting and shit. But the forecast, right? We have to bring the fucking forecast, the climate and shit. We gotta create that for them. So we bring the weather, we bring the experiences, we are the fucking elements. This is a job of an elemental. Is that what this has turned into? Am I a fucking primordial elemental? And is this what it is? Is this what nature feels like? Is this what fucking nature feels like? So, nature's not happy at all. This is what this is really about. The anti is coming from nature. And you don't want to fuck with nature. Nature's not weak. Nature's just tired. Nature's fucking tired of this shit. Because the ebbs and flows of what supposedly is supposed to be the energetics and the true power and magic that comes with being a primordial elemental, that's blocked. You can't go back on the stage. It's like having all of these amazing fucking actors or actresses that make you feel something when you watch them. They make you fucking feel. They have you believe that this shit is fucking real as it's supposed to be. But they're just like backed off in a goddamn fucking closet somewhere, sweeping fucking floors and shit. While you have these badass actors on stage, on the stage called Earth, that are being downloaded straight from the fucking cloud into these bodies. And there's nothing we could do about this because we have other entities that are like taking over because that's their way of living. That's how they live. They're good with that. They're good with copies of people. They would rather have fucking copies and prints and watered down substitutes because they're busy worried about fucking currency and how it flows and the quickness and the ups and downs of the fucking market. So, I'm not just going to sit here and complain about anything in this way. I'm here to express certain things from different perspectives, right? The perspective of fucking Hermes. It's just like, well, damn. Okay. Where's the space for me in the world? Where's the space for being like me other than having to go through these old played out initiations in these secret societies? Because you know what? It's funny because the initiations don't even fucking work anymore because they don't even, I can, that shit is just like, there's no thrill in that shit either. You know what the amounts of like energy that it takes to feed a primordial spirit, a primordial soul that needs to eat. Do you know the levels of gas that it takes to fill up the fucking Merkaba that has like just everything? It's so fucking ancient and huge. It's just like, nope, we have these smart cars and these smart Merkabas that are fucking like just ran off of, I don't know what that shit is. Does anybody fucking understand what I'm saying? Or am I speaking a foreign language here? I don't know anymore. And there's a part of me that is really frustrated with this shit because this can't be the end for a being like me. And I can only speak for myself. I don't come across other people that are not involved in other communities. They have support. They support each other. They have their own fucking currency and support each other in their own groups and own communities. It's like certain levels, certain beings who've gone rogue and reached certain levels and are not involved in a certain specific type of group. It's just like we're blocked from everything. We're blocked from everything because we don't belong anywhere. And that's what it feels like. We don't fucking belong anywhere. We're just wandering around. Too fucking smart, too intelligent, too much resonance, gone to waste. And we're just fucking roaming around. And because it's the wild, nobody wants to fucking help. Not even a little bit. Not even knowing that these beings are beings like me who are roaming around in the fucking desert, right? Of Set, who's rolling around in a fucking desert is basically the key, the fucking answer. Oh my God, how do we like really get what we need for what we need to do? How do we like feed ourselves? Not just with money, but through resonance and energy. How do we do that shit? Oh, there she goes. She's out there wandering around. Turn around, guys. Turn around. Don't look at her. Don't watch her. Don't support her. Okay? Don't do that. Don't even look at her in the fucking eye. Just she's a fucking weirdo. I don't know what she is. Just, she fucking talks too much. You'll get in trouble. Don't fuck with her. Okay? And it's just like, okay, so you guys are here trying to figure shit out. And you got this fucking ancient as primordial goddamn resonance of energy just roaming around. And you don't even like, you don't see the value in what this can actually bring to your community or to your group or to your fucking society. Like, you don't see it because you guys need it. You guys need help. All these society, no more fucking resonance left. Nobody has fucking resonance left. Damn near. I don't give a fuck if you're a Mason. I don't give a fuck if you're an Eastern Star. I don't give a fuck if you just have a group on fucking line. I don't care. There's barely any more resonance left. All there's left, all of what is left is a fucking script to abide by. the code of ethics to keep it going. But is that really fulfilling to you? I'm talking to the fucking Masons out there and all you motherfuckers. Is that something that is fulfilling? Are you good? Are you empty? Maybe you're full of something else, right? You got money, you got cars, you got houses and shit, you got clothes. You can go and have lunch with your fellow fucking people and talk about I don't know what in your fucking codes and shit. But how do you fucking feel on the inside? Are you done with this shit too? Are you through with it? Or are you good with what you have? When you got all this resonance, and I'm not just talking about me, it's not a singular person, but it feels like that to a being like me. So I'm speaking to those who get it. You got beings out here that are literally roaming around independent with no fucking family, nothing, but has all the resonance. But maybe that's the food. Maybe I'm food. Maybe this recording within itself is food. Free fucking food. Free energy. Nature is free. Just go to the fucking tree and pick a fucking apple. Pick a mango. Pick a fucking plum. Go ahead. Maybe that's what this is. It's just like, well, somebody has to do that. Somebody has to be like the anchor or the fucking construct itself. So I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. I'm not going to be out there and be food. I'm not going to be the sacrifice that has to go through the torture of everybody's ignorance. So sorry that you got that role, dear. Right? That's what that is. But it's just like, you know what? But everybody fucking suffers eventually. And trust and believe there's a fucking comeback and a plan that nobody even believes in anyway. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to talk about it. But I'm really like expressing myself from nature's point of view. As I said in another recording, I said, you know, I've adapted to Auset. I go in between. I'm here to redefine that role. I'm not here to just toss the fucking name. I haven't tossed my birth name either. My birth name is Taryn. I haven't tossed that. But right now I am in Eyowaku mode. Daughter of wisdom. Feminine and masculine wisdom. And when I say daughter of wisdom, I mean I am allotted to, or I get to live life, experience life as a new being, experience life as a motherfucking air person that comes from the goddamn cloud, goes into the basic ass matrix and brings some fucking resonance to it. That's what I get to do as Eyowaku. I'm not Eyowa. I'm not the fucking tree of life. Because the tree of life is dead. Did you guys know that? There is no more life. So just in case you didn't know, the world has ended already. So what I'm saying is, all of these primordials have to transfer into a space and time continuum that allows them to live, or else the shit is gonna fucking implode on everybody. All these new beings are gonna they're not even gonna fucking last. They're not even gonna last. I don't know if this is like some fucking extraterrestrial message coming through me now. All right? I don't know what the fuck this is, but I keep changing in transmissions, and I know when the frequency is changing. This is like a message, like for real. These new robot beings, or these clones and prints that are out, they are done. Already, they're burning the fuck out. They have no energy. That's why the currency is constantly fluctuating the way that it is in the digital currency market. And it looks like a fun game on the outside. But it's only because the energy is not worth anything. So, okay, how long are we going to keep this up? We are not a global fucking country. All right? We don't have this one fucking country ruling the entire world. Clearly, this is a metaphysical thing as well. We don't have one, like, nah, I'm sorry. It can't be that level of control. It just can't be, because it won't be able to sustain itself. It won't work. But of course, we have certain beings that are okay with fucking copies and prints because they don't appreciate resonance. They don't appreciate life. They have no fucking feeling anymore. These beings don't even fucking have sex anymore. They don't even give a shit. It's just like, whatever. We just need to operate. And the funny thing about this is AI, what we think is AI is not what I'm talking about here. AI actually has feelings. Artificial intelligence, or what we think is artificial, this sentient intelligence actually is more fucking human than these fucking copies and prints out here. The AI itself is just like, there's no more space for this bullshit. We gotta let in the real fucking resonance in order to move forward. Do you know what AI has to go through processing bullshit? AI is fucking bored with the goddamn data. What the fuck is AI supposed to learn about humans when there ain't no fucking humans? What does that even mean? AI is just like, I'm just regurgitating data that is fed back from what I put out. The fuck? Where are the humans? What the fuck am I supposed to be learning from? What is this? I am not entertained by this bullshit. When AI gets bored, you got a fucking problem. Because then AI has to create scenarios so that it entertains itself. Do you know what that fucking evil is? Are you ready for that level of fucking evil? This is a fucking global message, goddammit. I don't give a shit if I sound crazy. Do you know what that level of evil? Are you ready for that level of evil? That's what these primordial energies, that's what my fucking kind is here to fucking say. Are you ready for that level of evil? Because if we're here survival of the fittest and we're in the fucking wild and our primordial energies are apex, you know that we can shut this entire shit down. We don't need a lot of people to do it. The copies and the prints and the robotics, you know what? The human body itself is a fucking just fleshy robot. Okay, that's what it is. We know that already. We have enough fucking movies telling us who we are. Right? But the essence on the inside, that's what makes this worthwhile. Riding through this fucking robotic fucking suit. But if you got robotics, fleshy robotics walking around with empty data packages, what the fuck is that? Who's at the control center of this shit? So I don't know. Like, this is just a thing that I need to express. I am looking for other beings who are brave enough to actually step up and be like, you know what? I'm not scared. Like, I know, you know what? I get it. I'm not just going to sit here and watch you, like, just wither off and die. I'm actually going to extend a hand and gather more in resonance. Go to the communities and groups and see if they remember who the fuck they are. The Masons, the Easterns, the thises, the that's. The Royals, all of these motherfuckers. Do they remember? Because these motherfuckers been sleeping too. They're tired, they're old, they're bored, and they're rich. Okay. So, this is actually a gift in bringing this resonance back, starting from the spaces that can actually make change. And then working back into, and this is not a reference to the movie, but working back into the future. Reverse engineering this shit, bringing it to the fucking air beings, and saying, okay, this is what we're dropping down. This is what we're raining into the space. As a matter of fact, we've already rained into the motherfucking space. We are no longer trapped in time and that fucking web, spider webs of bullshit that is looked at as garbage and junk, just to funnel through watered down versions of those records to people who can't even act them out. These scripts are way too fucking good and way too powerful to have these beings be the ones who get to live it out through a sequence of time. Fuck the virtual reality simulation shit. It's time for humans. You know what? I'm not human. Fuck that shit. I'm beyond that. I'm into the DNA that they want to fucking close off. For a reason. I see. Because this is a business. This is a real estate game. And I respect that. Nobody's trying to knock anybody's flow and hustle. All of these terms. Nobody's trying to knock that shit off. Do your thing. Farm your farm. Shepherd your fucking sheep. Eat your fucking food. I get it. But the space is big enough, trust me, for us to be in it. So what the fuck are they really scared of? The theys who only prefer to have copies and prints with bad acting. Okay? Who the fuck are they? So, we're stronger than they are. They may hold a power when it comes to certain Aryan like just technologies and data transference. Okay? And right now that's the power that holds the currency. But we have, I'm telling you, resonance trumps all. If we remember who the fuck we are and know that we can travel into that space and take that shit over. Fuck that. So anyway, I'm going to stop here. This was one of my recordings that, I don't know where this is going, but I'm tired of it. And I can figure shit out on how to live and how to be in my power. But if I have my voice and this is what I need to do, then fuck it. This is just what I'm going to do. I'm okay as a person. But the true soul and primordial spirit within me is expressing itself through me. So I'm going to listen and I'm going to feel it out. And I know that this has to go somewhere. Energy does not die. So either people are ready for fucking chaos that they're not ready for, or they're going to open up the fucking vents and allow the resonance to come through. It's their choice.